What is up, everybody? Today I have a package to deliver, but it's kind of a hike. It's way out in Medina, so I decided to design a route that takes me down some new roads. So about 26 miles out, and then I'm also going to stop at a brewery I've wanted to check out for lunch, and then all the way back. It's supposed to be up into the 50s today, so I might be a little overdressed to start, but I'm dropping down into the valley, so we'll see how it goes. See you out on the road. So I'm actually heading north farther on the towpath than I need to get to some of the new roads and to avoid some roads that wouldn't be that great this time of day with traffic. Also, the added benefit of now I have a really strong tailwind. There's a super strong wind out of the south, probably why it's going to get warm today. I don't know. But either way, mostly heading east and west. So it should be a crosswind. Yeah. Anyways, to get onto the path I had south a little bit to go around one of the busy roads, and it was blowing like the dickens, as the kids say. I used to do a lot of these bicycle deliveries, especially during the pandemic when I had time to ride farther during the day, t-shirts and stickers and stuff. But yeah, feels like a little throwback. My holiday season isn't really that busy this year, so with work. So today it's a Friday, but a nice day, so I kind of planned on this all week. I do need to remember to refund this person's shipping since I'm riding it out though. I'm not charging for my my lunch on this ride. Definitely gonna shed 2 layers, the windbreaker and the wool, before we climb back out of the other side of the valley, and the gloves probably. But I think I could make the next 2 miles flat before I have to do that. While we're down on the damp towpath, I thought I'd bring up a question people have asked me, why I don't go full fenders on the rally. A couple reasons. One being, I've kind of maxed out the tire clearance. I've gone up to the Renair's 44s, so there's not a ton of room for them. I'm also not a huge fan of riding in really cold rain, so I might ride the trainer if it's 35 degrees and raining, or just not ride that day. If you haven't been watching that long, I live at my photo studio, so I don't have to commute anywhere most of the time, so that's another reason, big reason to have a Fenders bike, is if you're commuting no matter what. Gonna shed the layers now. I'm starting to develop a sweat. I don't want to get too damp. Even though it's only gonna get warmer today, I don't know how late I'm gonna be out. This is actually a little Indian mound right here. This trailhead used to be called Indian Mound, but they changed it because they didn't want people messing with it. So don't come down here and mess with it. Little note here, if you happen to follow my Strava routes, which are always linked down below, this one will have a little strange out and back real quick because I had a little, how do you say, rumble in the Bronx. I've had to run back to that trailhead real quick. Oh yeah, that just reminded me of the topic we were talking about, Fenders. Yeah, and I do own a car. I like to ride my bike to events I have to photograph when I can, but there are just times when I have to haul a bunch of gear and a bike is not practical, so that's just how it goes for me. Also, I just got a text from a company about picking up some products to photograph. These are small enough that they could fit in a dry bag, but there's other times when I have company stuff that will not fit on my bike. Same thing. So also, saying the holidays have been slow. Being a freelancer, it's always nice when a studio job comes through. If you want to see what my studio looks like, by the way, besides the basement where I do the bike stuff, I made a video for my other channel. It'll be linked somewhere. All right, about to head out of the valley. It is climbing time. It's a real roadie style ride today, huh? That's actually exactly what it is. Country roads out to Medina. It's showing me on my map, when I made it the route on Strava, that there is some dirt. It goes through a park, and I'm hoping it didn't route me down someone's hiking trail. This is where I went to elementary school. Well, not there. It was there. And it was a beautiful building from the early 1900s that they replaced with this modern, cheap abomination. If any of you happen to know the serial killer Jeffrey Dahmer, they made TV shows about and movies. We just passed his house back there. The house he grew up in, killed his first victim in. They actually captured him wherever he lived at the time, out in Wisconsin, when I was at Bath Elementary. So satellite trucks all up and down the street. It was wild. Oh man, anytime we turn south, it is brutal. Got a little climb on this section too, but only at a half mile before we head back in the other direction. Well, not the other direction, but farther out west. For those of you keeping score at home, we are just over 17 miles and over 1,000 feet of elevation. I don't think I've been this far out in the country this way since we camped at a friend's dairy farm back during the pandemic, probably 2020. New houses all out here too. Still some old ones also. There is zero shoulder on this road. And while not crazy busy, it is the busiest part of my ride so far. Look, a share the road sign. I am close to my delivery, which is good because it means I am close to lunch. And I am hungry now. This is a first, a delivery to a church. All right, now we just need to figure out how to get down this busy road to the brewery. I know it's not too far, but this also doesn't look fun. This construction's a lucky break for now. Never been so happy to see orange barrels. nice. I was worried this wasn't actually going to be bikeable, but it's a paved bike path and hiking path out here in Medina. Really good experience at the brewery. So acronym is one I go to all the time by my house, but this is their second location that actually has a full kitchen and they do a bunch of the food in-house. So it was really good. Had a Reuben. And then one of my friends who's worked there forever now works at this location. He happened to be there today, so we got to chat for a while. And then just a couple of the other employees stopped in that I know from back by home. So yeah, good experience. Acronym in Medina, if you get the chance. Whack, whack, whack. Well, this is nice right now. We got a good cross tailwind going. It's what I need too with a stomach full of food and a little bit of beer. 1 pint and 1 5-ounce. This route home's going pretty good. So far, I think I like it better than the route out, but it's early days. Chill road here. People will ask us how we could have beer in the middle of long rides. And the truth is, water. So, you know, I said I had those beers, but I also drank 2 pints of water while I was sitting there. And I've been drinking from my bottles ever since I got back on the bike. Oh, we got a serious descent coming up here. And here's my old high school. Only a tiny piece of this exists from when I was there too. Actually, this practice field right here is where the parking lot was when I went to school there. But there was no historical value in the high school, unlike my old elementary school. Only ran some sub 6-minute miles on that track. I once got a Saturday detention for getting in a fight at that school. It wasn't so much of a fight, I'm not much of a fighter, but just me getting my ass kicked for being a smart ass. And a teacher saw me getting my ass kicked and we both got Saturday detentions. But my dad dropped me off and then said, figure out your own way home. I'm not wasting any more of my Saturday. Which, fair enough. I'm not even mad about it. But man, that was a long walk home. That's how I figured out how to get home. I walked. I think it took me like 3 hours. We don't live near the school. I mean, I guess he could have loaded me up with my bike. I probably just didn't think of that back then. Time for a rip and descent back into the valley. We're not far from my studio now. Now that I think about it, that walk was probably more like an hour and a half. But, you know, still a little bit of a hike. Back in my day, it was uphill both ways. Have I ever mentioned that this is an old Indian mound? A big boy came down. The snake is long, 1,000 miles. 53 miles in. Pretty much just a matter of climbing out of the valley now. And we're gonna beat sunset, which is good. Guys, I really feel like I need to wrap this up. You know, put a nice little bow on this adventure, this story, but I already sat down. I'm already getting warmed back up. I already cracked a beer. Got the latest camera conspiracies video on the YouTube. But it was 56 miles, 3,000 feet of elevation, and 4 hours and 20 minutes of rolling time. That's true. Check it out. Check it out. It's on Strava. Yeah, and that's just all I got.